Hey, what's good? I feel so much better today. I was feeling like, oh, God, I don't even want to talk about it. Let's talk about better things. Welcome back to the episode series on the We Don't Play podcast. Today I'm going to be talking about SEO 101. I'm excited about this. First of all, SEO is search engine optimization, which is used by literally everybody, whether you know it or you don't. At the end of the day, the truth of the matter is, whenever you Google something, somebody somewhere put that information so that you can find it. But how are you going to find it is the question. And that's where SEO comes in. So we're back to square one. So I'm going to give you guys a rundown of things that we can talk about today. Please leave a voice message using anchor.fm/we don't play. And you can leave a voice message, or comment, leave a review on Apple Podcasts, leave a review on Spotify. Let me know. Google Podcasts is there too. We're everywhere today and every other day. So I would love to know what you guys think, where I can improve or not, what you guys want to know about, what you guys want to hear. I'm trying to make this very comfortable. Podcasts are not easy. It's not like doing music. Like music, you can chop it, you can play around with it, you can do auto-tune, but podcast is raw, direct, live. Literally, you're speaking in sequence. So you have to be very, very vocal and you have to flow. So I appreciate each and every one of you. So that was a little bit digressing off the curve, but I'm trying to make it a little light because the topic is really going to be deep. Like I said yesterday, the day before yesterday, on Tuesday, that it feels like I was doing this podcast yesterday. That's why I felt like that. But when I said it on Tuesday that we're going to have a very deep conversation, I really meant it. So let's get right into it, shall we? Okay. The song started again. I'm just preparing you guys up for this. The first thing I'm going to talk about is brand recognition. What is brand recognition? Brand recognition shows you something that you believe in, something that you have seen before, and something you understand. And why is it a brand? Because it stands out. So you need to have yourself branded, your business branded, whatever you're trying to promote branded in a way that somebody can look at it and feel entitled, feel warm, feel like they're part of something because you're giving it back. You're not necessarily taking it away from them. You're actually giving them something that is valuable. So that brand that you represent needs to show forth its value so that people can respect it and give it its worth and its time. So you gotta build that brand recognition by focusing on things like color, focusing on things like style, templates, things that attract people's attention to what you do. You can't have blue and purple in the same flyer. It's not gonna work. You need to know, okay, we're using black and gold for this and this, and then we know what we're doing it for. We have a secondary color, we have a primary color, but we can't have mixing colors, we can't have clashing colors. You can't clash with your dressing, so you definitely can't clash with your brand. So treat your brand like your clothes. How would you want to look like when somebody's looking at you? Do you want them to smile at you, or do you want them to frown at you, or do you want them to look at you like head to toe, and then you start looking at yourself head to toe, and then everybody's going haywire? No. I would say build that brand recognition in a way that when somebody looks at it, they can feel like they want to touch it, they want to be part of it, they want to know more. Give them something. You have to overfeed them. When you feed a baby, you got to feed the baby right. So you got to nurture that interest, you got to nurture that desire, and it comes from long, hard days of work, but you got to be smart about it so you can achieve the right goal. The next thing is brand awareness. How do you build brand awareness? With SEOs, there's something called Search Display Network, where you can be able to expand your brand, and you can use websites like WordPress, Squarespace, Wix. What else is out there? There are countless. You can just use a couple of them and build your brand awareness in a way that people can be able to spot and know what it is. And when you tie in the recognition, awareness is pretty much the underdog, like the undertone, like the meaning, the meat. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to give somebody a reason to know that, oh, this is what it is. This is Nike, this is Adidas, this is Louis Vuitton, this is Gucci, this is Walmart, this is Target. When you see that round circle, you know what it is. You don't have to see Target on it, because you understand the value of the brand. You understand that this has been embedded into the word and has given it a value that didn't have one. But now you can see it and you appreciate the value because you participate in whatever the brand is offering. And that's what brand awareness is. The next thing is consistency. You have to show people what you are doing. And SEO treatment is essential because you have to have a website. Number one, Facebook is not your website. Instagram is not your website. YouTube is not your website. Your website is your name. It's your business. It's what you register. It's what you put on paper. It's what you put down. You can't support your business and say, oh, I have a business and it's on Instagram. I have a social media account. You're wrong. You don't have a website. You don't have a business. Period. It's not even a joke. Like, you need that website because that's what's going to give you the landmark to your success. Imagine if all these big brands we know today didn't have websites. What do you think they'll be doing? What do you think? I mean, you got to think about today's time. I know you're going to say, oh, back in the day, there was really nothing like that. Yeah, there really wasn't, but they had newspapers, they had post mail, they had fax, they had stuff that they used to give themselves that credible value. You need to do the same thing too. Use all the social media you can, but there needs to be like a solid factor. A building, a website, one of the two gotta work, or both. Because when those two work, or either of them work, everything else gonna work out. You have to put 80% of your knowledge into 20% of your value so you can get 80% of your profits. I'm not gonna say that twice. You can rewind this. You gotta bring your consistency forward by showing people what you can do with your business to create that value for understanding your essential plan for the purpose of your business, brand, portfolio, standard. Anything that you're trying to put out there needs to show forth its consistency. If I show you a banana 5 times a week, you're definitely going to see that banana in your face 5 times a week. And you're going to say, the next time you see a banana in my face, I'm going to smack this shit out of that banana. And you can say all you want. You can be rude. You can be arrogant. This is a podcast. You can be very, very raw. But at the end of the day, did you make your point? No. Did you make your point? Yeah. Okay, think about it. Did you make your point really? What is a banana about? Oh, okay, it's a fruit. Now you know what that is. If I didn't show you a banana 5 times, you probably wouldn't know what that is, knowing that there was nothing like a banana. Because the concept of you knowing what that thing is because you understand the value of that particular product, service, logo, shit. Like, you know what it is. You know what it is. You know what a piano is. You know what the Bible is. You know things. You understand things because they are existing. So consistency shows and proves every time that it works out. If you're trying to talk to a girl and you're not being consistent, sorry. I'm sorry. You're just not gonna know. You gotta be consistent because consistency shows interest. Interest shows purpose. Purpose shows determination. And determination shows success. So you gotta climb that ladder. You gotta know what you're looking for. So it's not oh, we made it, oh, we didn't make it, how about we try again? Consistency is going to show you that everything that you need is literally in front of you, and you can't stop but understand the fact that there's something that you have to live with, you have to grow with, and definitely you got to understand. So be consistent with your brand, be consistent with your product, be consistent with everything that you're doing so that you can gain the benefits for whatever you have in store for yourself. That's it. The next thing is optimize. I'm going to optimize keywords and blogs together. So pay attention. When you have a website, you have a blog. That's inevitable. Whatever word, tomato. But when you optimize, go to AdWords on Google. Do adwords.google.com and see what that's talking about, because that's really going to help you know what to write on Google when people are searching for the best places to eat. Somebody somewhere put on their website that this is the best place to eat, or this is a website near me, or this is a restaurant near whatever. You have to understand the value for your time. It's that simple. Like, I don't know how else to explain it to you, but when you use blogs have words, and you got to use at least between 400 to 500 words for your blog. And within that blog, whatever you're typing, whatever you're writing, key those words in the direction of what your brand represents, so that when people type it on Google, you can be able to get that information right at the top of the page. You don't want to be on the third page of Google because you're never going to be seen. You need to be at least on the top 3. So one of the ways you can be able to do this is go to semrush.com and learn about how you can optimize your Google feeds to your website, to your SEMs, which help you create interest for people to find you online and build that buzz. You know, when people see stuff on Google, when they see stuff on Facebook, on Instagram, you think it's just there by accident. No, there's a method, there's a work to it. And that way you can be able to put yourself out there even more, because let's say I'm talking about fashion. Let's say you're talking about fashion too, and you have a blog and you're talking about, oh, this is the best shirt in town. And I'm telling you, oh, this is the best shirt in town. Who do you think is going to get that hit first? Is it me or you? And let's say we both did the same thing. Who's going to get it? It really depends on how you write that blog. I can say this is the best shirt in town, and then you can say this is the best shirt in Atlanta. And you'll be like, oh, okay, town, Atlanta. What do people type on Google more? Town? No. Who writes town? Everybody writes Atlanta. You know, you have to think like yourself. What would you write? It's not hard. Just know that if somebody's going to write this, then you need to govern your words into that space, so that when they listen to you, they'll be like, okay, he's right. Yeah, I should put more specific information for people to know on Yelp, people to know on sitebuilder.com, that you gotta bring that interest forward. So when you use keywords, you can optimize the words to do anything, and make sure you always have between 3 to 4 words. You know, best place to eat, best place near me, blah blah blah, you know, blah 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 blah. You gotta be 3 words or 4 words. You can use 2, but people usually type 3 or 4 words. You type 3 or 4 words or more to search something up on Google. You never type it once unless you really know what it is, or if it's somebody's name that's just like one, like Beyonce. You know, other than that, you gotta be straightforward with it. You just gotta know what you want for that business, that brand, so that when people are typing it up on Google, they can find it. Simple. And then that way you can integrate that into Google. You can integrate that into anything else you want. And, you know, it's midnight and I'm excited because I really want to share this with you, and I want to tell you more about everything to do with SEO treatment. So If you have any questions, email me at info@playinc.online, and we can be able to talk about SEO treatment and what else you can do with it. But just know that search engine optimization is good for branding purposes, and you need a website. If there's nothing that you did not, if nothing sank in today, this should be the number one thing you should understand. SEO treatment is very important for your brand to grow organically, because you have put it in one place, and that place is a website. If you do not have a website, you do not have a business, period. You gotta have a building too, of course, because that's an establishment, but you need a website to support your business. In 2020, you gotta be on top of your things. You gotta connect with people that are in that field. So that's my advice for you. Please go ahead and do that. Subscribe. I'm your host, Flav Beats. See you on Tuesday. Enjoy your weekend. Have a great time. God bless you all. Check out my new single, by the way. It's called Rocket. And we out.